All right. We are live. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. A little bit earlier than usual today, but that's okay. I mean, early bird gets the worm, I guess. I mean, it's not really that early. It's 10:30 in the morning for me. But anyways, my name's Odum. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. And what we do on this live stream is that we get together every single day and we do some work to build ourselves a company that we are hoping, or not hoping, that we know at the end of the day is going to end up generating us $1 million in revenue every single year. That's what we're working towards. And of course, that company is called Pixel Media, which is a web design agency. And we're building Pixel Pieces, which is going to be our Webflow template and component library, which we are in the process of making. And with that, we're doing a bunch of things. And one of those things, of course, is building the components. And we have also built a style guide based on the client first, which has been developed by FinSuite or FinSuite. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. I should probably find out. Anyway, some really good stuff. And so we have our style guide, but we made our style guide. I think it was one of the first things we kind of made, and then we started making the components. So we've been using the style guide to kind of actually build the components. And after using it, there's a few things that I don't like how they work, at least for my flow. So I'm going to update them to something that works better for me. And hopefully it does for you as well too. Right, and we're going to do that. And then we're also going to probably take a look at the components as well too, and maybe do a little more updates. I can show you as well too in terms of the hero section. I made another hero section. Again, this is really weird because this took like 2 seconds to make from another component. So it's like, again, I don't want to dilute the pool, but we'll see how things go, how things play out. But this is basically a 2-section component, or 2-section hero section. 2-section hero section. I guess that makes sense. With the content on the right side and the image on the left, or vice versa. Just flip that around. I mean, you can flip it around as well too, depending on what you want. And that's a little bit of a change from this hero section 2, which is contained within whatever container that the user is going to want, right? So, I mean, the only thing that I did was take the hero section, made it 100% and 100% vertical height, and like that's it, right? So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it, to be honest. I know there's talk about having more variety and having more options. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do about it in terms of complexity versus simplicity. Anyways, so here's one. This one is a little bit different, so I figured it'd be good to make a different one of these, where this is the main content here at the top and then the secondary content here at the bottom, which is subscribe to newsletter, or could be logo sound. It could be all kinds of different things, and users could easily adjust the in this hero section here, they can adjust the height of each grid element right from here if they want to make it fit their needs. So let's go to, whoops. But we're here to update the style guide for now, and then we'll get into the actual components and do a little bit more work on that. So we need to go to the dashboard, and I need to go to our style guide. So the couple things that I know that I want to update, let me bring editing, request design control. Yes, please. Oh, is it because it's up here? It is. Oops, I already had it open. Okay, move that over here. Okay. So what I wanted to look at is basically all this padding stuff. So we have the structure classes. We got paddings for the sections, which is fine. Actually, this is actually pretty good. So one of the things that I don't like the small, medium, large. So that is killing me. So that's going to have to change. And actually, let me zoom in here. And one of the big things that I don't like about the margins, where are the margins? The margins and the padding. So you basically have to do a double class just to add these spacing elements. And then if you have anything else that you want to do to whatever element you're applying this padding to, then you're getting into having 3 class names in there. And then that's pretty much the limit for how many different class names you want. And even then, if you're going to make another class name, you might as well just put in the padding in there. Most of the time. I know all the time it's not going to make sense every time, but most of the time. But in any case, basically the way I want to do it and the way I think it's going to make the most sense. So I'm going to start with margins first because I generally like to use margins as opposed to paddings. But I guess it depends on what I'm doing, but generally speaking. So what we're going to do is, what are we going to do? I think we're going to give it pixel style guide section. Yeah, let's copy this section here. And we're just for now, we're just going to call this new margins. And we are going to create our new margin classes. So basically, I'm going to have 2 margin classes, one for top and one for bottom. So margin top, and start with 0. It gets a little bit finicky when you're wanting to do things in smaller classes. But let's see what we can come up with. So what do I want to do here? So basically, I want this to be margin top 0. And then our margin top is going to be 0. Surprise, shockingly. And how am I getting the effects? I think the effects are because of this background. Right. So now if I just go margin top 1 and go here and go margin top 1 and 1 REM, we should see our margin, which is right there. So perfect. So one of the questions in my mind is, what do we do for like different sizing, like half sizing? So there could be something where we can write it. Oh, what happened there? So copy and paste. Why is it being all weird? Oh, I think because it's having another. This is taking up space. That's kind of why it's being silly. Oh, whoa. Why are you spreading out? Oh, because it has to show the margin. Okay. Let's delete that. Okay. So basically, we could do a class like this. And then margin top like 0.5. Like, does that make sense to write for a CSS class? And that margin, of course, is going to be 0.5 REM. The only thing I worry about is if you want, well, I guess you wouldn't want like a margin like 15. Because I'm thinking like 1.5. Like if you want 1.5, then if you also have 15, then it becomes a little bit silly, right? Or margin top 25. And then it's like, is that 2.5 or is that 25? So it can get a little silly. But maybe once you get to 1, then you just go in increments of 1. So, for example, we'll have margin top 2. And then margin top 2. Right, and then the idea is, I mean, we'll just do a few of them, like 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe up to 6, and maybe 10. I don't know. Or maybe we could just go up to from 1 to 10, because it's in a style guide. Like, it's no big deal to have extras. If you don't use them, then you don't use them. No big deal, right? But I just know for me, sometimes I'll use like 1.5 or 2.5. So, But I definitely don't want to do anything where it's margin top and then like 1-5. That just seems like a lot. Or, well, in this case, 2-5. Let me know what you think. How would you want to have your CSS for these margins that aren't whole numbers? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure how to handle it. So we're just going to keep going with these ones. And then go from there. 3 rem. Margin top 4. I feel like just tossing in a small one just for these little micro ones. If you just want to do micro adjustments. This one here. There we go. Margin top 5. Let me just copy this here. Oop. And 5. Six. Tedious stuff, I know, but must be done. We'll go to 10. 8 and 8. I am. Perfect. So the reason I'm early today is because I have a meeting to get to this morning or for lunch. And then I have some errands that I need to run as well in preparation for some exciting stuff that's going to be going on here over, probably over the Christmas holidays, maybe at the beginning of the new year. Definitely for the new year, for sure. Super exciting. Stay tuned. Margin top 10. Control enter. Margin top 10. And whoop. Excellent. I feel like the 0, well, I don't know if that's important. I don't like that my grids are off here. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 9, 12, 13. Yeah, there's no way we can center this nicely. Yeah, there's no way we can center this. Yeah, the only thing I want to add, God, I'll add it now. And then if we need to adjust, then we'll adjust. I'm going to do 1.5. And then we'll do 2.5 as well. Okay. Number one, to even this out, even this spacing out, pretty stupid idea, reason I know, but also I use this all the time, especially when you're just fine tuning things in terms of layouts. What am I thinking out? Layouts for blah, 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 blah. Oh my goodness. Just like even in the hero section, when you just have small little adjustments you want to make from where the buttons are and where you want the difference in your heading and your paragraph, just little things like that. You just want to throw in these quick little margin classes. So we're going to call this top margin. Yeah, top margins. And we're going to do another one here where we're going to have bottom margins. What can we do here? I don't think even if we copy it, we're still going to have issues. Let's copy them all here first. Painfully slow, I know. Okay. And we need to go up here. I'll copy that because we're going to reuse that. Margin bottom 0, 0. Go up. Delete margin bottom 025. 0.25. Uh, 0.5. 0.5 REMs. Dun, dun, dun. Margin bottom. Whoop. 1. And we're going to have to do this 2 more times for the padding. But don't worry, we do it once, and then we'll never have to do it again. And it'll be available for you if you want to use it, so you'll never have to do it. Control enter, margin bottom 2. -5. Oh, I hate that. I really don't like that. Having to go 2-5. 2.5. I'm really thinking of doing 15 and 25. I'm really thinking about it. So let me know what you think. If that makes sense or doesn't. Because obviously if you want to have a margin bottom 15, then you're going to, or 25, then you're out of luck. But then again, if you're doing a margin that big, I think you have more structural issues with what you're designing. Not to say that it can't be there. It certainly can be, but that's a pretty big margin that you want to throw on just a random element. Well, not random, but on just a element. Control enter, margin bottom 3. Even all these, I mean, for me, I mostly just use up to maybe like 6, maybe, but that's pretty rare. Usually kind of up to 4 or 5 is as much as I'll go. And I'd almost cut it off at 5, or maybe just do like 4, 5, and then like 8 and 12 or something like that. But you never know. You never know what other people might want. So, and there's no harm in making more of these. At least I don't think so. Whoop. 6. Okay. Control enter, margin 7. 7 REMs, perfect. What did I do? I deleted it by accident. Margin bottom 8. So I'm thinking with this, we'll still leave the client first padding classes here. So then a user can decide what it is that they want to use. I think then you can get the best of both worlds depending on how you like to do your CSS within Webflow. Margin bottom 10 width. There we go. Okay, so we got our top margins, our bottom margins. No need to do left and right because we do have our structure classes for padding for left and right. And I think that is more than enough for what you would need to really figure out what your layout is going to be for these specific elements. And anything else above and beyond that, yeah, I think you're just going to have to do, that's just going to be whatever your project is, because it kind of really falls outside the norm of what I think you can prepare for. Right, so let's go into padding. Let's do the same thing now for padding. We're going to copy. In fact, let's not copy that one. Let's just copy the margin, because we can do the same thing here for padding quite easily. So we got top margins, bottom margins. Let's just copy it right here. And we copied bottoms. Let's just go start with bottom padding. And okay, we're going to just need to rename this padding for everything. All right. Hello. Hank here. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. How you doing today? Hope you're doing well. All right. Keep plugging along here. Oop. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it popped up in your stream and your YouTube recommendations or whatever. That's funny. So what I'm building here, I am building I have a style guide here, which is based on client first principles. And this is a style guide that I'm using to build the components for Webflow. So I'm building Webflow components and as well templates as well. And I'm doing that because I am creating pixel pieces, which is going to be a new Webflow template and like a template and component library for Webflow. So that's it right here. So you'll be able to get components and you'll be able to get templates. So that's what I'm building. And then today, what I'm doing is I did the style guide was kind of one of the first things that I built when I decided to make pixel pieces, and I use it it's pretty much almost identical to client first with a few of my own little tweaks. And then after using it for a few weeks, there's some improvements that I want to make in terms of how I build my websites in Webflow. So I'm just adding some more functionality to the style guide right now. And right now I'm just updating how I like to do my paddings and my margins for my elements. Whereas client first, you have to add two classes. You have to add the direction and then the size for your margins and paddings. But I prefer to just use something like margin top and then 5, and that's 5 units. And then away you go. So it's much more simple for me, and I just like it. It just flows a lot better. So that's what I'm adding here. And I think that's one thing that's one part about client first that me personally, I don't like. So yeah, so this is a little tedious, but it must be done. So what about you? What brings you here? Are you a Webflow fan? Do you build in Webflow, or are you a web designer, web developer? Margin bottom. Building some SaaS products. That's awesome. That's like my favorite thing, which is awesome. It's what I'm building. Curious. Do you want to share what it is that you're building? If not, I totally understand. Yeah, or at least trying to. Yeah, absolutely. I built one full-blown SaaS product, which ended up not working out. It's still live today, which is actually a really cool idea. And I might still go back to it at some point in time. But this is going to be my second one. So hopefully, learn from your mistakes and be able to build out better the second time. So whatever you've done, it's no longer live. Yeah. And you dropped and coming back to the topic after a few months. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for me, the whole idea of developing some type of software for other people to use, number one, I find it really, I don't know about you, but I find it really, I don't know what the right word is. I won't say motivational, but the idea of building something that other people are going to use and find useful, and that's going to help them do better in their life. I don't know. It's just really, yeah, I don't know the word. It's motivating. It's just, I don't know, it makes me feel good inside. You know, if you could build something that is actually going to bring value to people, and it makes me feel valuable, you know? So that's kind of one of the goals that I think a lot of people should strive for, just to try to figure out how we can bring value to other people's lives. And if you can do that in a way that makes sense, and then you could make money while doing that, then that's just awesome. All right, so let's rename these paddings before I lose my train of thought here. Padding bottom 0. But I'm hoping with the whole point of what it is I'm doing here, I'm hoping that I do build pixel pieces into a really successful company that's making lots of money, generating lots of revenue, helping people. And then having this whole live stream as this kind of online repository that can show people, you know, if you just work every day, even if it's just a little bit every single day, you can actually build something that is good and something that, you know, you could be proud of and something that other people find useful, and just show people the ins and outs of what it's like to actually really build a company that's successful. Because it's really hard. If it were easy, I think everybody would be doing it, right? But it's not. I mean, most businesses fail, you know, all that stuff that you always hear people talk about. You know, 9 out of 10 businesses fail within the first whatever, how many years. Right. These paddings are not showing up as they're supposed to. Right. They're not showing up properly because I'm using margins. Shit. Okay. So I think I need to, 1 second. So these are margins. Where are my paddings? Here's my paddings. So I have padding, style guide, margin, background. Style guide, empty. Oh, dash div, right. So this has to be padding, right. Oh, it is dash. What? So, whoops. Let me go here. So pixel, style guide, empty, solid div. Oh, that's not gonna work. I have to, stupid. We gotta delete that. We gotta steal it from these paddings here. Actually, let's copy this section and just paste. Okay. So let's go top padding. Top padding classes. Top padding 0. Sorry, it's a little hard to explain, but I'm just trying to figure out, like the way I have these things here is the padding, it shows the element here in white, and then it has a little gray thing on the outside, and then it shows the lines, which shows the padding is on the inside of the whole element. Whereas the margins, it has the padding or the margin here in gray with the element and then the line around it. So it just illustrates visually the difference between margins and padding. And when I copied and pasted before, I was doing the padding, but I was doing it on the margin styling. And so it's just easier if I just restart it and copy the stuff here from the padding, because it's just, the classes are just a little bit different. Right. So what do we need to do here? Oh, this is going to be really annoying. Top padding 0, but we also need to add that class to it. 0. Okay. So top padding 0.25. And then top padding 0.25. Then we got to do this combo class. What is the combo class again? Background color, neutral light. Right. Background color, neutral light. Oh, no, I also need to do it here first. 0.25. And now do the neutral light. Okay. And I messed up on this one as well. Come on. You have to add this class before, before I add this one. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong color. There we go. Okay. Now I think I got it. Okay. Padding top 0.5. Padding top 0.5. Top padding. I never do top padding. I don't know what I was thinking there. And I did. Wow. Padding top. Jeez. Okay. Top padding 1 pixel. Control enter. Oh, I did it again. Top padding. My goodness. And paste. Padding top 1-5. All right. What can we do? Go up. Oh, this one is much more annoying than the other ones. With this extra style here. Top 1.5. Padding top 2. And there we go. Top 3, top 4, top 5. Does it make sense to go all the way up to 10? I'm not sure it does. But I did it with the other ones. With the margins, I mean. I don't know how often that's going to be used. 0, 0.25, 0.5, 1, 2. Oh, I forgot 2.5. Let's copy that and paste this one. 2.5. Padding top dash 2 dash 5. 2.5. And lightest. Okay. Padding top 3. Padding top 4. Oh wait, the background's already light. I don't have to do this. Why am I wasting my time? Oh, it already has that. Yeah, why am I wasting my time? It must... Must have been for some other thing. Okay. Well then. This is going to go much faster. So we can copy this, go here, put that there, go 5, and then we're done. Much faster. Top padding 6. Padding 7. 7 REMs. 8, 9, and 10. Top padding, yeah, 8. Oh. Top padding 9. And 10. And this is 9. And this is 10. All right. So let's delete that. Let's delete all these extra classes that we don't need. Oh, that one didn't work. Oh, no, not here. Up. Here. Excellent. Don't need that. Get rid of you. And there we go. Okay, that is our top padding classes. And now we are left with Tom. Let's actually go padding top. And let's go padding bottom classes. I did do my margin top and bottom correctly. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to replace top with bottom on all these classes. Super simple here. Now I need to check all the other paddings that I have and see if I have that extra class. That's not necessary. I probably do since I copied and pasted everything. This definitely might be overkill for all these paddings and margins. How many do we have? We have how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 15 classes for each. That's not bad. Usually if I'm designing a website from hand, I'll usually kind of have my little CSS, whatever, utility classes, and I'll have a whole bunch of these paddings and margins all ready to go anyways. So anyway, okay. Anyways, let's finish this. Right. So we're basically going to have to, we're going to copy this part because we're going to paste that into all of our things. Padding bottom, 0. It looks like I already have that class. Interesting. Padding bottom, 0 to 5. Looks like I already, where did I use this before? Interesting. Very interesting. Guess it's like I was saying, I mean, I use it so often in projects that I didn't even know that I used it here. Unless I just did some stuff before where I was just kind of playing around. But yeah, so I don't have this padding bottom here, 0.5. All right. Padding bottom 1. Padding bottom 1-5. 1.5 relative units. Okay. Plugging away. Getting better with my shortcut keys. I want to select an item. If I want to move up in the navigation, I'll just use the up arrow, and then Control Enter gets me to the style selector, and there's backspace to delete, and then paste, add in 2.5, and then enter, and throw in the value, and do it all over again. Oh, not that one. Backspace, padding bottom, 3. Okay, I always start dozing off and forget what I'm doing. Try not to go into autopilot here. 4 REMs. Five. Only 5 more to go, and then we're done. Control Enter. 6. 7. 8. 8. Excellent. 9, and last one. 10. Padding bottom. All right, perfect. So we got the padding classes, padding direction, padding size. This is if you want them on all sides, but if you just want them on top or bottom, you have your top and bottom classes. And then same with the margins. You have your margin sizing. You have your top and bottom. This is the other thing too with the sizing. I think I'm going to get rid of the tiny, extra small, small, because it's really annoying. Yeah. I don't know, because in the variables panel, you can adjust the sizing accordingly, like we have right here. If you want to adjust what tiny, small, extra small, whatever that means, then you can adjust that right here. So that's a benefit. And if we go ahead and we change all of our styles to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then there's no changing the variables. But then why would you need to? Because you just know what the numbers are. So you don't need to go with small, medium, huge, or whatever, which is also very subjective. Like, what does small mean? Anyways. Right. Okay, so I like that. Shrink this. Oh my goodness, so much stuff open here. Okay, was there anything else in here that we wanted to update? I can't remember now. Let's take a quick look. We have our H1 headings, which are fine. Native elements look okay. I mean, what's the line height here? I think this all paragraph styling is not... Line height is 1.1. We need to take a look at the heights of things, the line heights, and make sure that that's consistent, because it seems a little bit tight. Like, what do we have for our H1 headings? Because this one, line height, yeah, it's still 1.1. Might have to take a look at that. Anyways, structures are good. Again, we got this small, medium, large thing going on, which is kind of annoying. We'll fix that. Forms are good. Rich text is looking good. Again, our paragraphs here are a bit tight with the line height. So we might need to increase that a little bit. Heading styles is good. Our buttons are good. Is small, large, secondary. It's icon. We need to change this icon. We'll get to that too. Text sizes. Here's another thing with the text sizes. Yeah, here's another thing that I'm thinking about. If we're going to use numbers, how do we use numbers, and how do we accurately portray things with decimals? Do we just use dashes? But I hate using dashes in class names, especially for numbers. Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. I have to think on it. Like, I like this font weight, like 900, 800. Maybe like 010 means 10. And then, I wouldn't even mean 10, because what would be like 02 would be 20, or it would be 2. So 025 would be 2.5. Nah, I see. Yeah, it's all weird. It's all weird. Background colors, those are good. Paddings are good. We just went over those. And margins are good. Spacers, again, the numbers are just small, medium, large, all that stuff. Utility classes are good. And of course our grids, which we added, which is different from client first. And again, I like it again because this just shows the number. So I just want a 5-column grid. Just grid, 5 columns, done. Okay, I like that. Let's go on. I only have, I think I have about 5 minutes left or so until I have to get ready to go out for my lunch, my big business meeting. Happens often enough. So Is there enough time to do? Yeah, let's just do one thing. Okay, so here's our review component. And let's put it into the style of all the other components, which have their own little home, which this one doesn't have. So let's create a folder for that. We're going to call this folder review. We're going to create it. Let's bring it right up here. And we're going to bring up the review, and we're going to move it into the review folder. We'll just call this review 1 for now. I'm going to save, and we'll just update this slug. All right. And what we want to do, we're going to copy, because we want to bring in this component header here to that review section. So let's just copy this whole thing on this testimonial and bring it to this review page. And we'll plop it in here. We'll delete this testimonial. And where's the review? So we're just going to move that here. All right. This is a review. Let's say product or service review. Just call this under review. And this is dot product review. I mean, we could just use class of review. I don't know what's better, review or product review. I feel like review might be a class that people might tend to use, and I don't want to interfere with other people's classes, but yeah, a little tough. I want to bring in a better icon. I think, or is this? Yeah, let's. Oh, hang on. What do we have here? Fill current color. Let's get rid of this fill here. And product review star. So let's give it a width, maybe just 1. And what color? Probably use our accent color. Just a nice yellow star. Icons. Let's try this icon set. Arrows. Interface. It's probably called a star. Is this the same one? I think it's the same one. Let's open this. Let's open the code here. Take a look. DM10. Yes, that's the same. Okay. So let's just delete. And actually what I want to do to showcase like a 4 out of 5 stars, let's have an outline star. So if we go back to interface, let's go to outline and we go to star again. Star. Let's get the code. Oh, no, that's not the code. Okay. All right. Okay, we want to control our width and height of our SVG within Webflow. So we're going to set it to auto. And then we want to control the color with the text style property. So we're going to go to fill be the current color. And we're going to save that. There we go. So just an illustration of 4 out of 5 stars, which I like. I think that looks pretty neat. Product review. Okay. How many components do we have now? Let's just take a look. 5 navigation, 3 footer, 1 blog, 2 accordion, 1 subscribe, 1 pricing, 1 testimonial, 4 heroes, 1 review. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, 20, 21, 22 components at the end of the day or at the beginning of when we launch. I don't know if we need more or less. We're going to have a good review over everything once we get closer to launching. Which again, our launching window, we want to get this launched before the end of the year. That's for sure. So we're getting pretty close. Once we finish all the components, then we're going to be very, very close. There's going to be a few things we're going to need to do, of course, to the Pixel backend, which we'll probably work on starting next week, I would imagine, because tomorrow and over the weekend, I definitely want to finish all the components and have that done, and then work on the back end and getting all that ready to go, and then hopefully have that released for the beta testing. So if anybody wants to test, or if you want to test, whatever, just let me know, get in touch, put you on the list, and we'll go from there. And then there's some templates that we need to start building, which is going to be, that's when it's going to get really, really fun, developing these templates. And the first template that we're going to build, I'm pretty sure, well, the first one is going to be the naked flow, which is going to be our bare bones minimal template, which will probably just post up for free. And then the second one is going to be a full-blown membership template, which is going to be really cool. I'm really excited to look for that because I need to build it for me. So we're going to make this into like the best membership template ever. At least that's what we're going to strive for anyways. So with that, I do have to go a little bit shorter today, only about an hour. So thank you so much for joining. Hank here, first time seeing you here. So welcome aboard. Hope to see you again. Thank you for joining and popping in. Really appreciate everyone's support. And as for me, I will be back with a brand new stream tomorrow. Until then, have a good one. Keep plugging away, and we'll see you then.